Are you ready? Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the October 2nd, 2025 Town of Greenwood Council meeting to order. Please rise and join me in saluting flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gracious, loving God, we thank you for the privilege of coming to you in prayer, acknowledging, Lord, that you sit upon the throne of the universe. You are the ruler, the supreme ruler of all things. You are the governor of all things. And so we acknowledge, Lord, our dependence upon you and your authority in our lives. We ask, Lord, for wisdom and guidance as we take care of the business of this day and of this community. Thank you, Lord, for those who you placed in place of leadership. We acknowledge, Lord, that they have been placed there by you, and you have, they are responsible to you, to be accountable for what they do and what they say. And so, Lord, we pray that you would help them, Lord, to judge their words carefully and to be aware of their responsibility to you. We're thankful for all who have gathered here and ask your blessing upon each one. Guide our thoughts now and help us, Lord, to seek a common unity, so that we might enjoy that here in this town. We pray in Christ's name.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. All right, so I'm assuming that the council has had the opportunity to review the agenda, and I'll look for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve tonight's agenda.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next is the approval of the minutes from September the 18th meeting. I assume that you've had the opportunity to review those minutes as well. Unless there's any discussion or additions or corrections, I'll look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for 9/18/25.
And a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? The minutes are approved. And then also on September the 18th, on 2025 at 7:01 p.m., Councilmember Robinson made a motion to convene to have a closed session to discuss a personnel matter and obtain legal advice. The motion was seconded by Councilmember Noon and unanimously carried. The meeting occurred in the Greenwood Town Meeting Room. Mayor Spencer and Councilmembers Harrison, Perulia, Noon, and Robinson were present. Town Manager Cindy Yost, Town Attorney Lindsey Ryan. There was a discussion held about the police department schedule. Chief Troms presented several scheduling options for the Town of Greensboro Police Department for review, and no decision was made at this time. Discussion and action from the Town Manager compensation. The Town Manager's compensation was discussed, and a contract was directed to be drawn up by Mrs. Ryan. And so I look for a motion to approve the closed session minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from the closed session.
And a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The next on the agenda, we have a presentation tonight. And I understand that our recipient is not here, although we do have someone here to accept on her behalf. For those of you who may not know who I'm talking about, but we're here tonight to honor Miss Cheryl Jones, who many of you know from our community. She's been a lifelong resident of the town, and Cheryl has faithfully served the town on the planning commission for over 30 years. So I'd like to have a proclamation issued in her name, and I would like to read it now. Please bear with me. Whereas Cheryl Jones has faithfully served the town of Greensboro as a member of the planning commission for 30 years, beginning her tenure in 1995, and whereas throughout her distinguished service, Cheryl Jones has contributed time, expertise, and dedication to guide responsible growth land use, and development decisions that have shaped the future of our community. And whereas Cheryl Jones has demonstrated unwavering commitment to public service, attending meetings, reviewing applications, and ensuring that the town's zoning and planning policies reflect the best interests of its residents. And whereas her leadership, professionalism, and cooperative spirit have been an invaluable asset to the town of Greensboro, its elected officials, staff, and citizens. And whereas Cheryl Jones' dedication over 3 decades exemplifies the absolute best of civic responsibility and community involvement, serving as an inspiration to others. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Council of the town of Greensboro do hereby recognize and honor Cheryl Jones for her 30 years of outstanding service on the Planning Commission and extend to her our deepest appreciation and gratitude for her enduring contributions to the betterment of our community. In witness whereof we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seal of the town of Greensboro to be affixed this 2nd day of October 2025, signed by me, the mayor. So, I know that all of you and all of us would like, if you see Cheryl, be sure to thank her. She had another obligation tonight and could not make it, but, Mr. Schaffner, I understand you agreed to accept these awards on her behalf?
Yes, sir.
Could you come forward, please?
She did tell me there would be back and forth and cookies.
I'm sorry, but we were hungry.
But please pass along, extend our gratitude, if you would, please. And in here, we have a small package for her as well. Please make sure that she gets that. There's no cookies in there. But no, it all,
She did say just a word.
okay, please do.
First of all, she expressed her, regret at not being able to be here. She has an ongoing, engagement that she has to attend to. And she wanted to thank the town for the privilege of 30 years. That's a long time. And I served with Cheryl on the planning commission for several years, and I don't know that I could have been on a commission with any nicer person and somebody that thinks through things. And the institutional knowledge that she's got, I hope you guys won't be afraid to tap into it once in a while when you need to. She knows a lot of stuff. In 30 years, can you do that? So she says thank you and appreciates the privilege of serving the town.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Commissioner Harrison, you served with for a lot of years. Would you like to say anything?
I mean, she has been, you know, she knows a lot of the things. I mean, she listens and she's been really good to work with. I mean, all the meetings I've gone to, I mean, she's been on top of everything, so I have nothing nice to say, everything nice to say about her. Yeah, and I've known Cheryl for quite a few years too, so she's a good person.
Two people, she's there. Anybody else on the council would like to make it?
That's right, yeah, that's good.
All right. All right, good deal, good thing. It's a good thing. Public comment. Mr. Schaffner, you're up again.
Okay, think about it.
It says Christmas in case you need a reminder.
No, I got it. I got it. Thank you. Nice to see you in there all dressed up. I'm telling you, that looks good. I was going to run you off with it.
We got 3 minutes.
Just a suggestion that came to me a few nights ago, I was thinking about Christmas. Whoville, talking to some people at my job, about Whoville. And I have a suggestion, just to have it out there in front of you. Maybe make a town theme for your lighting contest. We're gonna have a contest with best decorated house. And maybe make this one a Whoville theme, just in memory of past years of Whoville. It's been successful from year to year. And, just wanted to say, might make get all the town on the same page is always good. And that might make a neat theme for everybody to kind of have some theme around Whoville when we decorate their houses. Thank you.
It's a very interesting suggestion, thank you.
Thank you.
Kim Ernest?
I'm good.
I'm good. Pastor Morley?
I'm excited about, working with, Christina on the, Christmas events, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But, before Christmas, we have, our fall festival. And, this is a town festival, this is not a Greater Impact Festival, so I just wanna let you know, we're opening it up to the town. I've got flyers here, we're gonna have, Flatland Drive, who's gonna be coming and singing and performing, we're excited for that. Got, food trucks, we've got, we're gonna have vendors there, the inflatables, all the inflatable stuff will be free. Food and stuff, that's on you guys, but, everything else is gonna be free, and then there's some activities. So we just want you to be aware of that. It's, the Saturday, October the 25th from 1 to 4 p.m. on the grounds of Greater Impact. We had talked about doing it actually, by the riverfront, but someone in my congregation said, you know, we got a nice place, we ought to use it. And I said, okay, that's fine. And they said, if it rains, then you don't have to worry about anybody getting stuck. So, that's kind of a.
It's flooded down there now.
So, yeah, so we wanted to make sure, but we're excited about offering this to the community and want to make sure that everybody understood that this is a community event, not a Greater Impact event.
Well, thank you.
So, Pastor Doug,
Yes.
do you need any volunteers, are you guys all set? Do you
So
need
Amy
anything?
Marlette is the name on there. If you, she could use as many volunteers as you want. If you wanna give her a call, that'd be great. She's the one who's organizing this. I'm kind of stepping back.
All right.
So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if there was flyers, I have them right here.
Alright.
Hi, good evening and happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
Oh, wait, give me this one second. And I asked for a little bit of grease here this evening since we were just here, what, like 2 weeks ago? So I may spill over a little bit. In saying all that, here we are again, 2 weeks later. I feel maybe we should consider 2 meetings per month again, or bring back a 1 workshop and 1 town meeting. As I know I tied up, Cindy's email this week with a lot of questions and comments. And the abundance of information that's being thrown out to us can be a little overwhelming. We all work other jobs, this is not my full-time job, we have families and obligations, and our last workshop was back in August. As far as the water and sewer bill, I'm just speaking for myself, because that's the only person I'm responsible for. It works better for me as a household of 1 to pay quarterly. I thankfully receive a quarterly bonus/commission payment from my employer that takes care of this utility bill for me. And that is how my household is budgeted. I've never been late in the almost 9 years I've lived here, nor have I ever received a warning. Since the residents know that they can pay on a monthly basis, I feel that if they could, they would by now. Why should any resident or property owner have to scramble to rearrange their finances for the ones that can't manage theirs? If they are repeat offenders, maybe require them to set up an monthly audit draft. If all employees are cross-trained, as it's been said, no one person will spend all the time that the town manager reported is handling this. But then again, it's a part of their job description, and per our budget, they are paid very nicely. After reading the attachment, there is no evidence that this will make the problem of non-pays, go away. It screams, we want more of your money. Also, I know through talking to some residents and townspeople, there's been several water bills that were allowed to accrue over thousands of dollars before they were cut off. Everyone here likes to throw out the word transparency, but do you really know what that means and how to incorporate it in your role here? The up to $2,000 that Commissioner Grillo forgave for the mismanagement of our past town manager with the apartment/condos could have gone to a fund for a one-time helping hand to families that have been impacted by illness, death, unemployment, or a mechanical issue with a house that's caused their water and sewer bills to go up, or it could have funded Whoville for another holiday event. Please stop spending my money like you go out every day and earn it for me.
Okay. Leva Taylor?
Hello, sorry I missed the last meeting. I was unaware that the public comment got moved to before the agenda, or maybe I misread. I thought that it used to be at the end, and now it's at the beginning, so what I planned on commenting on, was what you guys were gonna go over. So I do wanna thank Cindy. We'll be going over the Caroline Farms incident. I opened up a huge can of worms. And I also opened up another can of worms with Brandon that hasn't yet to be resolved as well. That being said, I want to thank both of you for your help in trying to resolve it, and hopefully we do have a solution. As for the monthly water bill, proposed idea, I didn't get to go into detail as much as she did. However, for a large family with a large water bill, it has always been better to be able to pay monthly, only saying that because mine is so large. So I do set aside my money monthly to pay, or else I can't, I don't have that just sitting in my back pocket to pay quarterly. I can see where a lot of large families that would help with them. I don't think whether you go monthly, quarterly, it's not gonna help your delinquents. That's just gonna be persistence and really reinforcing the, discipline that we have pitched for what to do when they, fall delinquent. Just gonna have to be steady across the board. So, I guess I'll comment with you guys later afterwards. I had no idea I moved before, I apologize.
Alright, thank you. Anybody else for public comment that failed to sign up? No? Police department report. You wanna do your report first, or you wanna do the swearing?
I could do the police report and then I can do the swearing.
Okay.
Okay, everybody can hear me? So not much to update, since it's only been 2 weeks, but, an update on the red speed, cameras. We've issued 317 speeding violations during the month of September. Let's see, and then to date, we have, issued 779 speeding violations. And that's to date since it's been. Active investigations are 24. And the only other thing that we want to acknowledge is, there was a decision made on the shifts for the police department. So the police officers will be working a 10-hour shift. That's 2 of the police officers that we have. And then the chief will be working 8-hour shifts Monday through Friday, and that'll be during the day. So hopefully that'll provide coverage for what we need. That's it I have for the police department.
Alright, thank you. Anybody have any questions for that?
So with the buffer you explained at the last meeting, we issued 317 speeding tickets.
Since the last
So
meeting.
that means they're exceeding 30 miles an hour. 37, yes, sir.
They get a ticket 37. It's I would be the actual number, they track all the number of cars that go through there. It's just astounding.
And that's not, because it shuts off, it don't start till what, like 6 in the morning?
So there is a time frame of when it's active. I won't say exactly
Okay, that's why you
when,
don't
but
have, that's right.
yes.
That's the ones that are not catching.
It's not 24 hours a day.
Right, right.
Yes, it is. Wink, wink.
All right, so at this time, we're very happy to welcome a new employee, to the town, police officer, so that will bring our staffing up to the chief in 2, which is a step forward, and that makes us very happy. I will let the, chief introduce his new officer and give you a little background on his history and qualifications before we swear him in. Chief?
Look like Men in Black. Put your shades on
You're a bit smarter than you think.
There you go.
So, Mayor and Council, citizens of the wonderful town of Greensboro that we serve. Standing to my right is Police Officer Jeremy Eckel. He's been a police officer for test. He's been a police officer for about 2.5 years. he currently, he was a police officer in another small town in Caroline County. Part of my selection is to find police officers who understand small town policing. You know, only the most qualified people will be selected by myself, and Jeremy Eckel does meet that standard. He's, I can't say former Marine, because once Marine, always Marine, but he did serve in the Marine Corps. He is currently in the Army National Guard. We are very excited to be able to bring a younger perspective to our police force. You know, he's 27 years old, very much into community policing. Nothing but excellent things to say by his references and other people who I asked his references to give me other references for. He will be a patrolman first class as a certified officer. We will do 80 hours of field training. So he'll be with me, and you know, show him the ropes. I don't have to show him how to be a police officer, just show him how you do it here in the wonderful town of Greensboro. We've ridden around for a couple of days, met some people, and I'm just very excited to actually, you know, introduce Officer Jeremy Eckel.
So come on up here, Jeremy, so we can swear you in. So if you would, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jeremy Thompson,
Do swear
do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution
and support the Constitution
and laws thereof,
and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of police officer
execute the office of police officer
according to the Constitution
according to the
and the
Constitution
laws of this state.
and the laws of this state.
Congratulations, officer. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I need you to sign this.
Welcome.
Would you like to say anything?
I'm not really a speech guy.
You don't have to, just if you want.
Just, I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys, seriously. I look forward to, getting to know all of you.
Rob.
All right, good deal, good deal. Public Works.
Not too much.
Again, not too much for Public Works, other than, we have the update quote for the wastewater treatment plant, which we have on the agenda later to discuss and decide if we're gonna move forward with that. That cost is $7,949. I have inquired about a grant that would help cover this, but I'm still waiting to hear back, on that. But in any case, at some point, we're gonna have to upgrade. And for grants, the wastewater, improvement fund grant through the DNR, that's gonna be down at the boat ramp. That's the one that, we're currently looking for bids, to start the project down there. So hopefully we'll have some idea by Friday, or if not Monday, on that. And, we are gonna be fully staffed with Public Works. Our new Public Works gentleman started, this week, and we've got another one starting in about 3 weeks. So we'll be full staff.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow, well, good deal. I'm glad that you were able to fill those positions and with people that you are qualified or will be qualified for that. Anybody have any questions for Public Works? Town attorney, you have anything for us?
Good evening, yes, just a few things. Everything has been submitted to Caroline County for the annexation for the pump station areas.
public hearing for that zoning ordinance and the annexation, both of them have been advertised. MDE no longer requires the annexation as a matter of course for that pump station, but Lindsay advises that since you've already paid for the advertising and everything's already drafted, there's no real harm in proceeding with the public hearing and doing the annexation if the public is in favor and you just so.
Do we have a date for that public hearing?
The 16th.
16th? I didn't know that much.
In addition, we've drafted the speed camera ordinance to make sure that the town is up to date on the new state rules about how much each increment of speeding costs. And so that will be ready to be introduced at your next meeting. I can talk about the Caroline Farms question now, or do you want me to talk about it when we meet that?
I think when we get to that
Okay.
item, we can talk about it.
And just as a matter of process, with respect to switching your billing from quarterly to monthly, if you want to do that, you would need to introduce that and hold a public hearing about it, because the way your rates are set up, it's based on the quarterly billing, so you have to actually be changing the rate structure in order to do that. And then I see also that you have added a closed session to the agenda, so we'll just have to do that normal procedure, announcing generally what it's for and who you're gonna do this. And that is it. Thank you for letting me do my very first town attorney's report.
Thank you. Well, thank you for coming. Anybody else have any questions for the attorney? All right, thank you. Town manager's report?
Okay, just a little bit to update. We had a Clara training yesterday, so if you don't know what a Clara is, that's where we manage our electronic meters that reads automatically. That training was provided to the town hall staff as well as all of the public works staff. And that assists us in helping in the flow reports. It also helps us in identifying if there is a major leak. We were able to find some options in that software that we didn't know before, that we can quickly narrow it down to within an hour of somebody's water rate on how quickly it goes up and how quickly it goes down, and if there's a major leak there. From there, we decided to, instead of trying to send out a letter, which takes a long time, to notify somebody about a water leak, we're gonna go to the door hangers. That way, you're notified as soon as we know, and you have the option then to quickly take a look and see what's going on and to contact us if you need any assistance on trying to get that leak repaired. For the utility billing, this has been a long haul for me. I am literally auditing all of the multi-units in the town, so anywhere that there's an apartment complex or a house that's got apartments in it, I am literally going back for a year and doing an audit on the accounts and taking their rates and looking at them to make sure everything was billed correctly. So this is a large project for me, and it's taken a lot of time. But hopefully I'll have that done in the next couple of months, that then I can report back on where we stand with that. For staffing, we are still currently interviewing for our financial clerk. We've got 5 interviews set up next week. And then for the Verizon fleet, this is the GPS that we're using in our town hall vehicles. I misspoke at one of the meetings thinking it was $18 per vehicle, and it's $18 per month for all 10 vehicles. So that's a huge savings. For the meter and MTU project, that again is another large project. That's where we're physically going out and checking every meter and MTU. So we're probably about halfway through that project. Now with having the staff coming on board, I'm hoping to have that project done, by the end of October, if not the beginning of November. And of course, just to reiterate that we're attempting to put a surplus sale together by October. If not, it will be in November. I got some wonderful news today, right before we walked into this meeting. Our accountant reached out to me and let me know that the auditors have now entered our trial balance into their accounting software and began drafting the statement. So that's a huge plus for us. that hopefully in the next week or two, we can have, our, fiscal year 23 audit complete and start working on our fiscal 24. So for the grants, the pump station relocation, that was what was just brought up and by the attorney. So those resolutions and ordinance hopefully will be presented at a public hearing on the 16th. I do know we've got a couple council members that may not be available, but maybe by phone call, I'm not sure. So we'll figure that out.
Roll call from Cancun.
Well, not you. For the Sutton Park grant, again, I have met with DNR, who is supporting that grant, for the submittal of the documents and starting in October. I'm hoping in the next week or two, I can start getting with them and start the first phase of that. And then, of course, for the boat ramp, grant for Brandon, and his crew, for down at the, what is it, resurfacing the roadway down there. We're just looking for bids, and hopefully we'll have that completed by Monday. In closing, I'm bidding for you right now, Mr. Schaffner. The Historical Society, as you know, their 120 days is coming to an end. And they are desperately needing some help in getting things packed up and maybe moved. We've offered them a storage shed back here, which is pretty big, for them to be able to move things in. So if anybody is available that can reach out, that can, help with loading some of those boxes up and just putting them back here behind the town hall, it would be much appreciated. Like I said, I think that it's a little stressful for them right now trying to get everything done. And a reminder of the winter clothes drive. That's going to be for November the 21st. The Fall Festival, of course, that the pastor just brought up at Greater Impact Grounds. The Meet the Candidates, again, on October the 22nd. And then the Greensboro Volunteer Fire Department has got a trunk or treat on October the 19th. So all of those things have been posted on our Facebook page. That's it.
Do I have anything, Town Manager? All right, thank you. Old business, wastewater treatment plant upgrade, control.
Okay, so you've got the invoice in front of you.
Yep.
This was presented at the last meeting for you to review and make a decision. We currently, were able to purchase a part, however, you can't get these parts anymore. It just was what happened that we were able to find a part, but they're not making these parts anymore. It's obsolete. They are telling us that we have to upgrade. And right now, I feel like if we don't upgrade now, the cost is gonna go even higher. So we've got the price of a little over $7,900 to upgrade, this area, the wastewater treatment plant.
So the 7,900 covers just parts, or is that parts, labor, installation?
Parts.
That's just the parts, so we would have to pay to have it installed. So that's an additional cost. So what are we looking at for the total?
2,000 is for the electrician to install. And do the software.
So you're looking at about $11,000. With your odd math.
The problem is that when this first came out, it was gonna be between 12 and 15,000, so.
So I did go back and find records where we paid Quantum Controls to replace the same part. The last part only lasted 3 months, and there's no warranty on it because they don't carry this part no more.
What's the warranty with this thing, man?
This one, I don't know if he put it on there or not.
I didn't see it in there, but
I can get information on it.
and this is the newest and the greatest thing for that. I mean, we have to have it.
The last one lasted, well, it was 10 years, it's 10 years old before you did any of the software.
And 11,000 covers? Yeah. Then I make a motion to spend $11,000 and upgrade the wastewater treatment plant.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the purchase, the installation of the part that we've been discussing, and the amount is $11,000. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
There's a second. Are all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Approved. Then, new business, the next thing we have is the Caroline Farms open space. So would you like to lead that discussion?
I will. So, as you know, several months back, Leva Taylor had brought this to our attention that there was open space property, in development. There's actually 3 pieces of property located that no one knows who completely owns it. Brandon and I kind of dug in and tried to figure out where that was coming from. Leva did her own investigation. We finally found out that the land is in limbo. So what happened was, when this development was built, it was supposed to have an HOA. The HOA never formed. In 2002, it was asked that an HOA be formed. I think in 2004, the residents decided they didn't want an HOA. The land was conveyed to the HOA, so that's why it's in limbo, because there is no HOA to give it to that's gonna take over it. Bramble's attorney had contacted me, Megan, and wanted to see if we would, if they could deed it over to us, and we take over managing the property and own the property. I did reach out to Lindsay. Lindsay provided feedback on that, which I sent to all of you. It wasn't in good favor, just because of the issues that it could arise with MDE and a lot of other state agencies that it could have an issue with cost factors. So at this point, it's up for discussion on how you want to go from here. Discuss, whether we move forward with this and get some more information, or, after reading the detailed information, if you choose not to move forward, and then I'll have to let her know. I think then it would probably go back to the homeowners to decide if they want to either form the HOA, or if a member of the community wants to take over it.
Do you have some additional information that we need to consider? Or are you just giving us an opinion?
Well, not an opinion.
Okay, come on.
So all of this started because I had dead trees falling on my roof. Okay, so on my blueprint of my property, when I bought it, it was listed as non-titled wetlands. And so I looked into non-titled wetlands, because we were falsely given information that it was preserved wetlands. Through all of the research, we learned it was open space. Open space, I know the one next to my house, is just 1 lot. The one, catty corner from my house, that is 2 lots, has severely overgrown and does contain various things such as appliances, trash, and all that fun stuff. So I understand looking into what it's gonna cost to upkeep for the town. That being said, with the HOA, I know that, I speak on most of behalf of my development, there's not gonna be another HOA that's formed. We couldn't even get one back then, cause it closed in 2 years after they tried to give it to them. That being, also that's where the money was supposed to come for the maintenance, as Cindy was saying. But, the non-tidal wetlands part, like I did my research on that, and even with it being labeled that versus open space, it still does have a little bit of, like definition, so that way an open space can technically be built on if they want to, but a non-tidal wetland can't be. It's almost like it's preserved wetlands, but it's not. So there's some lingo that makes it really confusing how it fell in the cracks, and if I'm not mistaken, because I spoke to her as well, the attorney that we spoke to, the limbo that they're receiving the tax bills because her dad worked for the original owners for my development. Her dad wasn't the owner. She doesn't know the owner. Somehow her dad's name is on these documents, and he wasn't the owner. So there's a limbo there, but there's also some verbiage on what is considered an open space, non-titled wetlands, what we can do with it, what we can't do with it. I just know I have trees falling all over it, and that's all I was trying to look into. I did ask her to look into, attorney-wise, if you guys don't want it, if, being that I'm adjoining to my side, if we were to take that over as non-title wetlands, but maintenance, if it still stays at that $0 open space tax fee, or does it then become land tax? So it's a whole can of worms, and I apologize, but that's, just wanted to throw that out.
All right, well, thank you for the additional information. I can tell you, having just experienced that myself in the last 2 months, if your neighbor's tree falls on your house, it's still your responsibility to take care of it. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. So, anyway, council, what do you?
So, I do recall, getting an email from Cindy, and, I did voice my opinion to her, and I said, I don't wanna be in the real estate business, and I don't want those 3 pieces of property over there in Caroline Farms. And I said, does the homeowner want the property? I mean, they'll have to get their own attorney and go through, and just deal with them separately, and if they want it, they can have it. That's how I feel about it.
I'm not interested in it at all.
That whole thing was built on what swamp back here anyhow, so.
Swamp and hills.
Well, I know.
What?
Well, initially when it was brought up, I thought, claiming part of it would be great for a park. People stuff on it. But when you look at the actual property, the cost just very bad. It's not what I wish it was. I really do.
And I think that floods back there too.
It does.
It does, because that ditch runs back through there
Yes.
of the school, and I've seen that
Smart for water.
flood all back in there.
Anytime it's heavy rain, it floods next to us, and it's mosquito breeding ground, so we get the Jumanji mosquitoes
Yeah.
out there all the time.
I scared your brother-in-law the other day. I walked. Brother-in-law? Yeah. He said he was your brother. Your brother-in-law and your brother. Anyway, he was trimming trees there. He said he was your brother. I don't know who he was.
My brother?
He don't live here, but okay.
And,
My brother lives in like Massachusetts or
I'm
something.
just telling you what the man told me. Cause I walked through there and I was going, I told him who I was, but I told him, my brother lives there. Anyway, I walked all in there and there is some water laying there now. We've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Right.
And I tried to walk at the one across the street from you. Somebody's cutting the grass in front of it.
Yes.
But it was thick and I didn't try to go inside of it.
Sorry, it looks like crap if I don't go.
Yeah, I just think that it's a huge bucket of worms for the town, and having been on the council way back when this development came in, that's been nothing but a huge bucket of worms. The town has eaten a lot of money because the developer failed to follow through on what they were supposed to do.
And it's so many years of unmaintained.
Yeah, and I don't know what the answer is, to it. I don't hear the council having an appetite to take it on. Do we need to vote on it, or just let it sit? Alright, well then, would somebody like to make a motion on whether or not that the town would entertain the idea of acquiring this property, these 3 pieces of property from Carolina Farm?
Move forward with, continuing to the open space at Caroline Farm.
Alright, there's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry.
That's fine.
We'll just keep going.
Would anybody be opposed if I cut down a tree or 2 in there? That keeps falling
We
on
don't
the
know
house.
nothing.
We don't know anything.
Nobody owns the property.
Nobody owns the
That's for me.
property.
Nobody owns the property.
I'm tired of crawling on my roof all the way to the top.
If I could just add to the.
And she might have an opinion on it.
I'm not hearing you yet. So the agreement that created the covenants, there's a section at the end that says, in the event of the expiration or the forfeiture of the corporate charter of the association, they may have to take another step or 2 to forfeit this association. This does not refer to the 3 open space pieces, but there are swales that are adjacent to property owners' homes in this development. And the swales are the responsibility of the property owner to be maintaining them. If they're not maintaining them, the town can be entitled to recover its costs for maintenance and repair based on the assessment of the site. The town can recover costs for managing and maintaining those swales based on what I'm reading in the developer's declaration of covenants. Now that is if the association formally forfeits its charter. Can you define?
So what she's saying, for those of you that were straining to hear, is that, if you really wanted to take over the property, there's some additional steps you may need to take to dissolve your corporation over, and you'll be able to take over the property. And also in there are, correct if I'm misspeaking, there are some swales in some of the, next to some of your properties that you, the landowner, are responsible for maintaining. Nobody says that you haven't. She just mentioned that she saw that in there, and that if you did not maintain it, the town may have to come in and clean it up, and then would come back on you for recovery of those expenses.
That's so fun. That's so nice.
Yeah, the definition of swale area is in that declaration of covenants, and it says the 10-foot area lying between the platted streets that are intended to be dedicated to the town and anyone's lot. So, if you have that swale, which is like a very shallow,
Like a fake ditch
grassy.
in there that
Oh,
water's
what
supposed to
about the
flow.
back?
If there is.
Cause I got one of those.
It's anywhere
If
between
you've
the
been living there
platted
this
streets.
long and nobody's complaining to you about it, you're doing okay. That's what I'd say.
Who's paying the property taxes on these areas?
Nobody, because it's
Zero.
designated
Zero.
It's designated as open space, so it's zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm hearing right now, they were going to start an HOA, they didn't. Who's keeping track of Kenman Meadows to make sure that they are doing their HOA and taking care of the swales and all that are back there, so we don't have a repeat of this?
Thank you.
Yeah, the HOA has already been set up back there.
Okay.
I've talked to a property owner there, and they are already paying their HOA fees.
Okay, good. That's already been.
They weren't allowed to move in until they paid the HOA.
Wow.
That's what they told me. So, apparently they haven't. All right,
So real quick, do you guys have a copy of this?
It's online, it's on town hall streamings and,
Okay.
Is that the covenants?
Yeah.
I don't have a physical copy.
Here, you can have mine.
I posted on Truth Social too.
Yeah, I skimmed it before I came to look at the, I do have the blueprints, cause Megan gave me, the lady, she gave me, the covenants as well.
so are you fairly clear on what we've talked about tonight?
Yeah. I just, it's fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just wanna make sure that, you came to us with a problem,
Yeah,
make sure we're trying to solve it as best that we can. Doesn't sound like we can,
Right.
but.
I didn't expect you guys to wanna take it over honestly. I really didn't. I just was trying, I didn't know it was gonna turn out this way. And so,
it's been approved.
yeah, and then we didn't, and then now I've tied up Brandon with the backside.
Unfortunately, I think your best advice is to hire a lawyer to see what you can do, so you don't get yourself in trouble should you go in there and cut.
Yeah, well, I know it's not preserved, so I'm okay. That's
That
fine.
would be my advice to you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah.
All right, so then the next item under new business is the, quarterly billing to monthly. So would you like to speak on that?
I can, thank you.
Thank you.
So after we had our meeting with, our utility billing company, MCSJ, we went through a few things and they provided some factual information about, they've got towns all over, the United States that use their software. And one of the things he, stated was that a lot of the towns are going back to monthly billing because it does assist people in paying their bills. It does assist in cutting back cutoffs. I can tell you, usually our cutoff period, when we have to cut off, it's at least 120 accounts. That's a lot. And when you've got $600 and $700 water bills, that's very hard to maintain when you have to come up with it if you're not budgeting yourself. So the whole sense of this was we were taking on a budget plan. A lot of the people were not paying as they were supposed to. It was taking up a lot of time and effort from staff to maintain that. And then they got an extra month to get cut off versus everybody else, which is not fair. So this is why we did a little research. You know, the benefit for residents, of course, is better budgeting, improved usage awareness too, and fewer surprises. So, you know, if they fill a pool up, or if they have a leak on their commode or something like that, this is gonna pick it up a lot faster. The benefit of the town, of course, is enhanced cash flow. And that's a given, you're gonna get paid on a monthly basis. Faster leak detection, which is gonna be huge for us. And a stronger customer engagement, because we're gonna be out there on a monthly basis interacting, instead of the quarterly where you're seeing them, and hopefully encourage people, you know, to come in and pay their bill. On an operational consideration, we're looking at, you know, modernization of opportunity, transitioning the monthly billing by encouraging upgrades to meters and billing systems, and boosting efficiency, which is a plus. And aligning with other utility bills. Your other utility bills, like your cable bill, your electric bill, you know, your gas bill, are all done on a monthly basis. So it sets up for a better alignment with that. So for me, you know, I'm just speaking from doing all the research and gathering the facts, and also listening to a lot of residents that do come in and have a difficulty paying that 3-month bill. So.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we need to hold a town hall about this, did you say?
Yes.
So it's not, yeah.
It would not be a decision you would make.
Yeah. So,
Draft an ordinance.
yeah, I feel like we should set up a public hearing for that and advertise for it and get some citizens' opinions on it and then we can vote it.
So I just wanna make sure I'm understanding, you would like us to draft an ordinance that proposes moving from the quarterly to the monthly?
Yes.
And then you have the public hearing?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Well, I heard one commissioner say that, about the rest of you in agreement to that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that, yep, that's all I heard.
So I formally made the motion.
I don't think we need to have a motion, but I didn't hear anybody else second that, and I certainly support that we need to hear from the public. But for the record, I wanna make sure that the council is directing you, so.
So we will draft an ordinance and then TBD on, once that's drafted, then it would be, introduced and advertised for the public hearing. So would it be by next month?
I thought
We
we'd have
could
to be-
introduce it on the 16th if we have a meeting, and then go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We advertise after this.
Okay. All right. Did we forget anything before I move on to council remarks? We're doing good. Council remarks.
So, almost Halloween, so I'm looking forward to having all the officers out and about and keeping everybody safe. And I'd like to thank everybody who came and said this today. And yes, we appreciate all the help we can get over at the Historical Society. And we're looking forward to moving into our new space, and we hope that you guys will come out and check it out. We're all done. That's it for me.
Yep.
Well, played in the Historical Society Greater Greensboro Open, actually, I said my team for the second, I haven't really confirmed that.
Yeah, having a day future.
Yeah, you did.
Did I? Okay. And then the rodeo the next night at the Carnival Grounds, which was very well attended, and it was nice, enjoyable, so it's good to see everybody out, the weather's been cooperative. And the golf course, there's room for improvement, but I think by this time next year, that's gonna be a wonderful course again. Yeah, I enjoyed playing it, it's the first course I ever played golf on, so it was nice to go back.
Okay, I don't have any further comments. The only thing I was gonna note was the election on November 4th, but you have already mentioned that, so, please, come out and meet the candidates on, what day is that? October 22nd, and we have the election on November 4th. So, I will look for a motion, to move into, executive session to discuss personnel matters.
I'll make the motion to move into executive session to discuss personnel matters.
In a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. It's, 6:54.